What's going on, everybody? Good evening. It is Saturday, so welcome to the weekend. And guys, if you saw, we have a special guest on here today, and that is the Redditor, Andre from Alberta, guys. So it is happening. It's going to be a very fun, amazing live stream, guys. Okay, because this dude is like a DogeCoin hero. He's like a local hero, right? But for DogeCoin, because this dude has touched all the way to Elon Musk, mainstream media, and at the same time, he has not received the credit for it. Okay. And that's what happens sometimes. You become a hero, but you're never gonna go ahead and get that credit. But at the same time, it doesn't matter because you well, and you're doing it just to go ahead and better the cause, right? So either way, man, very excited for this live stream, guys. Everybody right now, man, just tuning in, bro. Welcome to the stream. Who do we got right now on the stream? I know we got Hank right now on the stream. What's everybody drinking today? And here you go, man. I'm actually trying a sour golden monkey. I haven't tried that one before. So, hey, man, it's my first time. So cheers, everybody right now joining on the stream, man. It is Saturday. We made it to the weekend. So Team Lex, what is going on? How are you, LP? Need to eat breakfast in 5 minutes. But either way, appreciate you being on here on the live stream, guys. Rich G, how are you doing, guys? I will be getting to the comments here shortly. Of course, Bianca Melli, back inside the building. Golden Monkey for sure. Veronica Rosario, looking forward to this video. And man, you and a lot of people are looking forward to this. So more and more people are going to go ahead and be joining in. So appreciate having you on here right now on the stream. Let me see. Nick, STFU, the movie is starting. Oh, man. Nick K, what is going on? Eugene Tran, good. Welcome. Digital Dean, welcome back to the stream. Either way, guys, we're going to have this Redditor. Okay, go ahead and come in. Andre from Alberta. He's actually, getting ready right now to be joining on the live stream, guys. So once he gets in, then we're actually going to go ahead and get it started. Eugene Tran, thanks for that. By the way, let's let this channel go ahead and blow up. And guys, something that I go ahead and I start with. Let's go ahead and take a look at this live ticker for a second, just to go ahead and see how DogeCoin right now is doing at the time. Okay. So let me get this ready right now. And right now, guys, DogeCoin, we are looking at 0.058. I'm sorry, 0.055. I'm sorry about that. I thought it said 0.058. So 55, guys, still holding that steady mark right there on the floor. Okay. So still doing well. And of course, the other coins doing well as well. So good stuff. 1 second. Either way, guys, everybody, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate having every single one of you guys on here on another evening stream. So we're about to get started, guys, in about 5 minutes. In 9:10, we're actually going to go ahead and get this started. And guys, also, by the way, we're going to be having Upshot on the stream on Tuesday. Okay, so Upshot Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Upshot will be coming to the stream. So you guys could go ahead and go ahead and write that down, subscribe, ring that bell, right? So when we have that interview as well. But guys, now bringing you Andre from Alberta, okay, live from Reddit, guys. Very great article that he had pulled up. Let me go ahead and pull that up as well. You guys actually could see the article that I'm talking about. Now, I'm pretty sure all of you guys have seen it. I've been putting this up on my live stream for the last couple of days. So either way, let me just have it here for you guys to go ahead and reference on this. So let me bring this up. Either way, how's everybody doing? Where's everybody from? Where's everybody right now tuning in from, by the way, on this beautiful Saturday night? So here you go, guys. This is actually the link of the post from Andre from Alberta, California. A lot of you guys are from California. A lot of you guys are from California here on the house. Where's everybody from? New York City, California, Iowa. You have Amsterdam in the house. Okay. Of course, Hank from Texas, Asheville. You guys already know that I'm from South Florida, the South Florida area, right? So good stuff. And yes, guys, I have the actual sour golden monkey right now. Germany. Damn, so digital? Is it digital Gene from Germany? Okay, Toronto. There you go. Thank you for your support, dedication, and passion. Shows it in every video you make. I am subscribed now and appreciate your insight. I'm from Massachusetts. Thank you, Veronica, for that positive feedback. That's always positive feedback that keeps me going. So I appreciate that as well. Always looking forward for that, man, because there is negative feedback as well, but of course the positive ones are the ones that keep me going, right? Live from Virginia, like I said, Virginia Beach, Duck Donuts, love that. Doge go crazy. Welcome back to the stream. But either way, guys, appreciate everybody tuning in. You know that we are pretty much worldwide. More people should be jumping inside the stream. So, okay. Either way, guys, I'm going to be bringing Andre from Alberta now into the stream. So, Andre, welcome to the live stream, bro.
Hey, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you perfect.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I think this is the first time in my life I'm ever on a YouTube stream, honestly.
Hey, listen, and I much appreciate it. Is it okay with you if I actually put the chat on the screen so people know that it's actually you?
Yeah, it's totally fine, because I first joined the first link that you gave me, and I was like just watching the video and watching the chat, right? But then
Yeah.
when I logged into the studio, the voice started like echoing because you're talking on this screen and at the same time on the other one,
Gotta
and
close the other
I
one.
get this terrible echo, so I had to close the YouTube stream. So I'm just inside the studio now, but I can see the comments. I think I don't know if are these the comments that's the same with the YouTube comments.
Yes, the comments right now that you're seeing,
Okay, cool.
that's the comments right now. On
I see.
on YouTube.
Who's the whale? Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know where to start this. I think
Yes. We can open now. The only thing that I want to share is that I do want to go ahead and share this screen so people actually know that is you. Because I know people are gonna speculate. Oh, that's not Andre. Yeah. So.
Oh man.
So either way, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the screen so you actually know, that it is actually Andre right now on the screen, guys. And this is me actually inviting him right now to the live stream. Okay, and that is Andre from Alberta. Okay, it's Andre, right?
Well, because Bitcoin OPSEC, so I could be Andre or might not be Andre. I might be from Alberta or I might not be from Alberta, right? So, but you can call me Andre. Sure.
Okay, so Andre. So we'll go with the Andre. And guys, as you see, I just when I click on his profile, actually opens up the other link to the wallet, to the post that I actually sent you guys out already. All right, but I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that yes, it is Andre right now. That it is with us. Okay, as you see. So either way, let me go ahead and close this out. So yeah, either way, man, I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate you being on here on the live stream. And when I read that post that you put out on Reddit, I'm like, man, this dude is like the people's champ, right? So it's like you're like a DogeCoin hero type of stuff because a lot of people, looked at your post or actually heard it from somebody else without them knowing that this post was actually coming from you, right? So it's like you're like a people's champ, you're like a local hero, you're like a Dogecoin hero. And also, what you posted really has reached mainstream media all the way to Elon Musk. So, how does that feel for you?
Well, man, yeah, like the last week was crazy, right? And as you said, I never expected anything like this to happen. And especially considering that just 1 month ago, I didn't know a single thing about Dogecoin. Like I've never used it. I was never part of the community whatsoever. Not so. I think the way I want to start the story is how I got into Bitcoin. Because I was a Bitcoiner for a long time, and what made me actually get involved in the Dogecoin community, right? And
Yep.
also the mistakes I have made in Bitcoin and why I think those lessons that I have learned have made me much better positioned in this community. Um, so my Bitcoin story started around 2010, I believe. So about 11 years ago. So I first learned about Bitcoin. And as soon as I learned about it, I thought it was an amazing idea. So like I thought it's going to change the world. No, literally, like I was even writing a book at that time, and I wrote a page about Bitcoin in my book because I'm like, wow, this is really going to change the world.
And
You
you were
know,
one of the few that actually believed in it.
well, okay, I believed in the idea of Bitcoin, and that's a big difference. So even though I was super bullish on it, at that time, I thought there was very little chance of the actual Bitcoin blockchain having any significance in the future or any relevance. And the reason I thought so is I thought, okay, it's a great idea, but there's new cryptocurrencies being created every day now to compete with Bitcoin, right? And I thought that, well, obviously they will all introduce some new features in those cryptocurrencies that will, through kind of like general evolution process, there's going to be newer and newer Bitcoin iterations that will become superior to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will be just this proof of concept idea that shows what's possible. But then those new blockchains, they will actually be used and they will actually have value, etc. And that was actually a very common view in those years, like a decade ago. So that's why I viewed Bitcoin as like a cool, fun experiment, right? In those years, and I did experiment with it. Like I bought some, I spent them. I found like coffee shops. I found restaurants that actually accepted it. I remember treating my coworkers for like 1 BTC lunches. Stuff like that.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So
What it was
I
worth back then to what it to what it is now.
exactly, and it was just an experience of using crypto. There was something like it was so exciting to just use it, right? At that time, nobody was like hodling Bitcoin, in the early years. People were actually using it. It was that's what it was, cryptocurrency. People were trying to use it as a currency, right? And so my thinking about Bitcoin was pretty much stable throughout the early years. Um, and I think I only changed my mind in like 2017. And 2017 was really the year, um, a very important year for Bitcoin. Not just for the price, but for how the community handled the disagreements inside that community, inside the Bitcoin community, right? Remember those like fork wars?
Yeah.
Do you remember when the Bitcoin forked into like Bitcoin Cash?
Yeah, I remember that when that was going on. I wasn't into Bitcoin, at that time.
Hmm.
I did know about it, but I was not into it.
No, that's cool. I mean, but the thing that impressed me is how the community just it was pretty much like a civil war inside the community as far as increasing the block size, and scaling it that way, or keeping the block size the same, and people disagreed so much that there was no way to reconcile their disagreements. So part of the community had to actually split and go on their own way and create a blockchain where they made the changes that the other developers didn't want to change, didn't want to make, right? And so the way that split happened, that was kind of like a scary moment at that time. I think it was in August of 2017. And the whole community split, and there's a lot of like hatred at that time, and just it was crazy, right? But
Yeah.
what it showed is, despite all of that, both communities survived. So they split up, and we still have Bitcoin Cash right now, right? And there's still
Yeah.
community. And then even inside Bitcoin Cash, they had their own disagreements. They had their own civil war. And that one split into BSV, which is Bitcoin Satoshi's vision, right? So the communities keep splitting up, but it doesn't destroy the network. It doesn't destroy. You could have your tokens on one network. When it splits up, okay, you have two versions now, but you don't lose anything. You know, you don't lose anything. You can keep both. You can keep Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. You can
Yeah.
transfer them around, right? So that really showed that,
And, and Bitcoin Cash still holding pretty strong.
yeah, even though I don't use it personally, like if I do like small purchases, I would like use like Litecoin, for instance, before I was into Dogecoin, of course. I would use Litecoin because Litecoin is pretty fast, right? The fee is very low. Fees are very low. It was pretty fast, and so to use this
That's
like,
one thing about Bitcoin was the whole transaction per second. It takes a while.
oh yeah, like even now, I think Bitcoin costs like $10 per transaction, which is like ridiculously high, right? For small payments. So
Yep.
nobody uses Bitcoin for small payments anymore. And 5 years ago, people were still trying to use it to buy coffee, because it was very cheap. So that's that's that was the turning point, 2017. So after 2017, I had to change my mind that there is not going to be another Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, you know, because there's thousands of other cryptocurrencies, and no matter how hard they tried to kick Bitcoin from number one spot, they failed, you know. And so when I changed my mind on that, that's where I really became bullish in the sense of, okay, I can start investing into this. I can start putting serious money into this, not just playing around. And because this thing has staying power, right? So during the bear market, 2018, 2019, 2020, I kept accumulating more and more Bitcoin, which is looking pretty good now.
Oh, it's doing amazing. Bitcoin, it's it's
It is.
phenomenal the way that it's going. And honestly, I see Bitcoin reaching $100,000.
Oh,
It's just, man,
easily,
the jump
easily.
is amazing right now. I believe last time I looked at it, I think it was already at $54,000. Um,
Hmm.
so yes, Bitcoin definitely, it's here to stay. And the reason why it's so good and it wasn't knocked out, by any other cryptocurrency is just because, it was that first coin, that first one to break the ice. And it's
Yes,
just, no other coin is gonna go ahead and take it away from Bitcoin right now.
yes. That was one of the reasons that I ignored the first mover advantage of Bitcoin. That it's very important when you have the first mover advantage. And the reason it's important is not technologically that important, because technology, it's open source. We can always copy it. But what's important is to create this community in the beginning. When you create a community, the first community that organizes around a certain idea, uh, it starts growing, right? The community starts growing, and that is the network effect that people are talking about, right? So
Yeah.
when you have both the first mover advantage and you start the community, you start that network effect. If you keep that even for just a few years, it becomes almost impossible for any competitor to overcome that idea, that specific idea. They can do it with some other idea, right? But not with the same idea. Even in the business world, there's a saying: you can't out Amazon. Like, there's never going to be a business that is going to compete with what Amazon is doing right now, like warehouses around the world. You just can't. They have the scale already. You know, you won't be able to do it. You have to have something different to overcome that. So I ignored the first mover advantage, and I ignored the network effects, and I ignored the strength of the community, of Bitcoin's community. And I only understood my mistakes, many years later, after I saw how beautifully Bitcoin handled all the problems, all of the challenges that were thrown at it, right? And what's happening with Bitcoin now, the price doesn't matter because Bitcoin has already won. It has won its space in the world of finance as digital gold, right? So if
Yeah.
it goes to 100K, it doesn't matter. If it goes to 500K, it doesn't matter. It's not going to surprise anyone, right? This is not going to be any kind of news, actually, because it has already won. And large corporations are already piling it onto their balance sheet. Everyone's putting billions of dollars. There's like people are stampeding it with like big money, big investors, huge corporations, right? So that's it. Bitcoin's story, there's actually nothing exciting about it anymore because it's already a winner, right?
It's already made.
Exactly, it's already made. So, I
And one
mean,
thing that he touched up on that I really liked is that it already has that strong community behind it. And that community, that movement is so strong, to go ahead and get knocked off from where it's at.
yeah, I just don't see it being, I don't know. Like I'm telling you, even if there's some kind of a Bitcoin ban worldwide, it will still survive. The price is different though. The price can collapse if the government tries to ban it, whatnot. The price can temporarily actually collapse, but you're never gonna kill the idea of it. And as long as there's an idea, people will find a way to make it work, right? So it it's it has won pretty much, no doubt. Um, but okay, so I was pretty much a Bitcoin maximalist, right, for the last decade in a way that I saw all those thousands of cryptocurrencies being created, but because they never pushed Bitcoin out from number one, why would I even pay attention to them, right? Like, why? You need a reason to pay attention to something, like, and I saw all those altcoins come and go. There's so many of them. They would fly into like top 50, top 20, even top 10 market cap. They would stay there for a few months or a couple of years. And then they kind of slowly fade away,
And I
right?
remember talking about that, right? That you're saying that Bitcoin has been knocked off. I believe there was a point, and I forgot what year, and correct me if I'm wrong, that ETH actually was a little bit higher than Bitcoin at one very short point. Am I right?
um, I think it was close at one point. And I think at one point, actually, Bitcoin Cash was worth more than Ethereum. Because I remember at that point, Vitalik Buterin on Twitter, he was like, "Oh my God, congratulations, Bitcoin Cash, because you actually flipped us, for a short little while. That it was more than Ethereum." But I don't think Ethereum ever actually came close to flipping in Bitcoin. No, I don't. I don't think that. I
Yeah.
think that was the fear, maybe in the Bitcoin community, but that's why Bitcoin community is so strong because it faced so many fears in the last decade. Like everyone hated it. Everyone thought that it's going to fail, and there's so many good reasons to think that, yeah, like this thing is not going to survive like all those attacks. Very little chance. Very little chance. 10 years ago, anyone would have thought that it would survive the way it has. It was almost inconceivable, and that's why it's so strong right now because it thought of all of those critics, all that negativity. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing success story that I I wish I could have. I wish 10 years ago someone made me write an article on why I thought that I was so convinced that there is no chance Bitcoin would survive. I was literally convinced, and I wish someone forced me to reconsider those assumptions. You know, and the biggest thing that I think tripped me up is that in my career, my normal career as a software developer, I always worked for large corporations, big companies, and the way software is developed there is when a new project is started, you take the old code and you just throw it out. So, and then you hire a bunch of developers and you write the whole new project from scratch. You don't reuse the old code, you know? So there is this tendency, because those companies, they have a lot of money, right? They just throw the old stuff out and rebuild from scratch. And I had the same mentality about Bitcoin, that, well, people are just going to create a new one and they're going to rewrite it and then throw the old one away, right? And that was a big mistake, because I didn't work at open source projects before. And in the open source community, this operating system called like Linux?
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
of it. I'm not familiar with it, but yes, I definitely have heard of Linux.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about that was written more than 30 years ago, like in 1990, by this guy from like Finland or Norway. I think his name is Linus Torvalds, I believe. Yeah. So he just wrote this operating system from scratch. And then, instead of patenting it or copyrighting it like most people did at that time, he just let it be shared openly, you know? And then other developers, when they want to make it better, they just added to it, they modified the code, but they didn't throw out the old code that he has already written, you know? So this thing was a dynamic project, basically, that grew year after year. And now this operating system is used on like billions of devices around the world. Literally half of the smartphones, like every Google Android phone, is still running some code that
Which
that guy wrote 30 years ago. It's still being run on billions of devices. It was never thrown out, you know? Isn't that amazing? So
that's awesome.
yeah, that's amazing. And
We're seeing the fruits of his labor till now.
yeah, and nobody even knows about it, because it just works, right? Because the guy did it the right way from the beginning, and it just works, right? And so that's what I ignored about Bitcoin, because my analogy was Bitcoin was, okay, it's a new invention, just like, let's say, an airplane, right? But the first airplane that was built 100 years ago, it probably didn't fly that far. I think it flew like a couple miles, half a mile,
Yeah,
and then it crashed.
that was with the Wright brothers. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it was a couple of seconds, I think, honestly. It was
yeah.
very short, but they made it happen. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So if you have this analogy with other technologies, that again is not what open source development is. And open source development is, if you take that first airplane that was built 100 years ago, and then as soon as it starts flying, you upgrade it to a Boeing 737. And then as soon as that starts flying, you upgrade it to a Boeing 787. You see, in mid-air, without throwing out the old airplane and building a new one from scratch.
Yeah.
You see how amazing that is? Like, it's a whole different dynamic, and I think most people, even in IT, even software engineers like me, we missed that dynamic. We totally blew it. If I wish I was open source developer for that, because then I would be like, well, there's actually quite a big chance this Bitcoin, original Bitcoin, will actually survive. Because it will be made better every day. Every day it's getting better and better and better and better. And yeah, so
And that's a good analogy that you
yeah.
put out there all the way to Linux.
hmm
So, and at the end of the day, so you got into Bitcoin when back in 2009, that's when you first got into it?
I think it was 2010, because I
2000.
remember reading an article about it, and at the time the price of Bitcoin was $1 per Bitcoin. So that was when it broke through $1 barrier. And at the time, everyone thought it was impossible, because before, for the whole year, it was like trading at like 5 cents, 10 cents, somewhere like DogeCoin right now. It was like that. And $1 was considered like the moon. If Bitcoin ever reaches $1, that was the moon. Yeah, at the
Yeah.
time, people didn't think
Same
it
as
was
Dogecoin right
possible.
now.
Exactly. I'm telling you, it's exactly the same thing. Nobody thought that it was realistic. You know, you you still see like those Twitter screenshots from people who sold their Bitcoin at 8 cents and at 33 cents they were like, oh, it's too expensive now at 33 cents,
Yes. Actually, one that I always actually go ahead and bring is this person right here. Let me go ahead and share this, and I'm pretty sure you've probably seen this Twitter before. Let me go ahead and actually put this right now on the screen because it's something
Yeah.
that I always go back and I put.
Mhm.
Let me put this right now on the stream right now. I think it is on the stream. Let me check it out right now. I know it's not. 1 second. Let me go ahead and add that.
No problem. You can search for it as much as you want.
Yeah, no, I have it up. And I always bring this up. This is from somebody when I was on the stream. They showed me this. This is Greg Scone. I wish I had kept my 1,700 Bitcoin at 6 cents instead of selling them at 30 cents. Now that they are dollars, and this is back in 2011. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
so that's Greg Scone. That's always somebody that we actually go ahead and go back to.
Right.
So
Right.
that there is a great tweet that I always go back.
I'm telling you, this exact thing could happen with Dogecoin. It's not a sure thing, of course, right? There ain't no sure things. And maybe for some people it seems impossible. But I'm telling you, in those early years, it also seemed impossible for Bitcoin. Yeah. No one thought it would succeed.
And since you've been in this whole cryptocurrency world now for a while, just throwing it out there. Any thoughts who Satoshi was?
Yeah, that's a good question. I still think it's probably Hal Finney. Have you ever heard of? Because that's the guy who first tweeted, "I'm running Bitcoin" in like 2009. So he was the person who Satoshi knew and was setting up the first nodes with. So I kind of suspect it was actually him. I don't know.
And that was how
Yes, H. Let me write it down.
oh, just go ahead and put it out there.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think he wanted to remain anonymous?
Because okay, I think. Well, not that I think. Satoshi actually wrote that in 10 years, either Bitcoin will be worthless or Bitcoin will be hugely successful. Right? So when a person believes that there is a good chance that it will be hugely successful, then they take seriously their role in the community. Right? So I think Satoshi he was a very wise person, and he knew that if Bitcoin becomes huge, it should not become political, and if there is a founder who we know as a person, then you cannot escape politics, actually, and you just can't escape this, I don't know, personal biases, etc., etc. Like, there's so many things wrong when there's just one person in power. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. Just look at Dogecoin right now, how the developers, the creators, were receiving death threats because people, were losing money on it, right?
Right.
So I do believe it, especially for safety reasons, why he actually wanted to remain anonymous, and you kind of broke that down very clear for me right now at the time. So it completely makes sense to me.
Yeah, and I think that was the right decision. That was a very
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. If I was him, and I did, and that thought did go ahead and cross my mind, it does make a lot of sense. But at the same time, is to put something so beautiful out there, right? Such an amazing work out there, and not get credited for it. So,
yeah, but think about it this way. I think if he was a single person and identified, I just think he would also be super persecuted. There is going to be so much hatred against that person from the enemies of Bitcoin. There's a lot of enemies of Bitcoin, obviously, in the existing political structure, existing financial system, right? Those people must be hating on crypto and Bitcoin. And if there was a single person that they could direct their hatred towards, that would be a disaster for that person.
Everybody wants somebody to point a finger to all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah,
They want somebody to hang all the time. You make a lot of sense. Yes.
and that's the best thing for their own peace for Satoshi, and now for Bitcoiners, because Bitcoiners are now this huge, massive, millions of people's hive that is very decentralized. Like it's all over the world. There's companies everywhere. Uh, no single government can ban Bitcoin and crush the whole community. It's just not possible anymore. You know, so it's an amazingly kind of like anti-fragile structure without Satoshi as the creator in charge of it. It's absolutely amazing. I still can't believe he was so wise to do that.
Yeah. No, great stuff. Great stuff. I really do like that. I like what you just said. It makes complete a lot of sense. Because I've always wondered why would this dude, just basically be in hiding, remain anonymous, and you pretty much just clear that up for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he is Hal, well, Hal has already been, dead for a few years. So if it's him, okay, then he can kind of rest in peace, right? And then the original Bitcoins, whatever, 1 million BTC, will always be just locked in there in the original blocks, right? So it's also good that those coins are not moving anymore. You know.
Yeah, and then just besides that, a lot of Bitcoin, I believe 2.5 million Bitcoins are just dead. They're just either
Mhm,
people passed away or
mhm.
they lost their accounts completely. So I know that's one of the problems that Bitcoin has.
Yep. So okay, too much talk about Bitcoin on the
Yes, a lot,
Dogecoin
a lot, a
podcast.
lot, but very interesting. Let me tell you, very interesting, very interesting. I
It was just
appreciate.
supposed to be an intro. Like, how did I come
Yes.
into the Dogecoin community in the first place? Yeah,
But either way, let's get back on track.
exactly,
Then
exactly. But
let's get back
this
on
will
track.
explain my thinking about Dogecoin and why I think um, it has much better chance of success than all the other haters think. You know.
Before
So,
we get into that, right?
uh-huh.
Or unless you want to carry there from that spot. But before we get into that, what made you um put up that post with exact timestamps and all the wallets? Like, where was that drive from? What drove you, and how long did it take you to actually piece this together? Because on the live stream, we were here speculating that it was Robinhood, but of course, we didn't put anything like that together come close. It was just thoughts. So how long did it take you, and what drove you to go ahead and do that?
Sure. The motivation was that, um, I mean, in the last month, I have heard about the whale issue, right? Um, and I was just very frustrated that no single entity, for instance, there's a lot of like blockchain analytics companies out there right now, right? Why couldn't they just run some blockchain analytics on the Dogecoin and find the answer? It's trivial for them. It's not that difficult, I think. But no one has done it. And I was just frustrated that Elon Musk started tweeting that, oh, there's this huge concentration of Dogecoin in the whales, etc. And I was just so frustrated that I just think this is misinformation. And it it's probably just an exchange. And you just need to put together a few pieces and prove it, right? To kill all of those theories, all of those baseless speculation. It was literally just frustration in this whole situation.
And
Mhm.
basically just frustrated with Elon Musk not coming forward with it and saying, hey, it's not me.
That's another thing. I was a little bit disappointed because one thing is, having your own privacy, but another thing is letting kind of like the rumors spread when you know that you're not the whale. You know,
Yeah. One thing
it's
about Elon
different.
Musk is that I believe he just likes to be so mysterious.
I know.
Um, and that's the thing with Elon Musk.
I look. I know. I'm not saying he's like there's anything like really wrong with him, but he is super successful in so many areas, and part of what he is super successful about, and not just him, but many other businessmen, is they create, they're basically very good marketing machines, you know. They're insane marketing machines, and they create this image around them, right? And part of the image is the mysterious image that they can do anything, right? And so I think, yeah, he did it because he wanted people to think that it was possibly him, that he could be the super billionaire, just like with Tesla, that he could take control of Dogecoin, you know, and he liked that role. I think, you know, not that
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with it, right? But I
No, there's
think
nothing wrong
he
with it.
liked that. Yeah.
And I believe that Elon Musk, that he just he likes the mysteriousness. He likes the attention that is getting around it, and at the same time he likes the flex that when he tweets, the price of Dogecoin goes up. So I believe that he's been
Hmm.
enjoying that, he's been having a lot of fun with it at the same time, even though
Yeah.
I believe that he is a true supporter of Dogecoin.
Um, you know what? Let me get something to drink. 1 minute break,
Yeah,
okay? I'll be
no
back.
problem. Go ahead. Go ahead. Wait, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to the stream. We have Andre from Alberto right now from Reddit, and this is from the Redditor who uncovered the whale wallets, okay, of Dogecoin. If you guys are not familiar with that, I could actually go ahead and re-put the link. But I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. And I will, if it's okay with him, I will go ahead and take a couple of questions. Not much, but I will be taking a couple of questions, so you could actually go ahead and answer from you guys. But it's like I said, man, I know a lot of you guys are hearing, learning. I'm learning too. And I'm just very intrigued on the things that he's been saying. So either way, guys, if you guys could hit that like button, I will go ahead and appreciate it. For the ones that have super chatted, thank you so much. I know I haven't been giving you guys shout outs right now with the comments and haven't been highlighting as much because I'm listening as well and making sure that the stream is running good. So I don't want to be too distracted and cutting off Andre as well while the live stream is going on. But either way, I appreciate everybody right now on the live stream. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Giving a shout out here to everybody right now. It is 9:44 p.m. Eastern time, and I welcome everybody right now here on the live stream. So, guys, the ones that are asking who is the whale, this is clickbait. This is not clickbait. If you still have those questions because you are not informed, so I will go ahead and put this link out there so you guys could go ahead and check it out. For the ones that have any questions, and like again, this is the Redditor Andre from Alberta that we're actually interviewing right now at the moment. As well, guys, if you guys could keep the comments relevant to the interview, that would be something great. So everybody just catching up. Who is the whale? Is Elon the whale? That's why I put up this article, guys. You could go ahead and check out that article and read the information. But no, Elon is not the whale. One of the accounts is actually speculated that actually purchased. That was Elon Musk that purchased Dogecoins for his son Lil X, and I believe right now I think it's the number 11 whale at the moment, or maybe number 10. He did buy in some more on February 18. And this article, was not that post was not written. Before that time. So Big Marcus, appreciate your super chat, man. Everybody right now on the live stream, appreciate you guys. Thank you for the super chat. Robert DeGroat, I think y'all super chatted 2 times. Appreciate you.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Okay, awesome. Hey, listen, go ahead and take your time. Water breaks, beer, whatever it is you're drinking. I see I got my apple juice with me, so we're good.
Thanks. Yeah, so okay, basically a month ago, I was on this small subreddit called Satoshi Street Bets, which is a crypto version of Wall Street Bets, right? And the reason is I was just banned from Wall Street Bets because I mentioned Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, okay, that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why. So I was in the subreddit, and I suddenly saw one day there's a huge influx of um, new members who are all into Dogecoin, and they're all like the Doge army. There was like an insane flood. I don't know where they all came from, but like every hour, that was a subreddit. It had 5,000 members when I was there. Then every hour it started getting 1,000 members extra. Can you believe it? And like in the next week, it went from 5,000 to like 250,000 members, and they're all Doge army. It's absolute madness, right? So I've never seen anything like this. And when this kind of stuff started happening, I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening, but since everyone is pumping Dogecoin, I'm just gonna buy a ton of Dogecoin, just for a quick 10x my money, that kind of shit. So I loaded up on Dogecoin at about 1 cent when it was trading at 1 cent,
This was a
and
month ago. So this was January.
that was end of January. I think it was end of January,
Yeah.
and
Towards the
literally,
end of January, that's when it started climbing. I
yeah,
believe around January 29, that's when we started seeing the climb, 28.
literally like the next day or a couple days later, it went up like 800%. And I was like, holy cow, and I was just like thinking, okay, since I bought this and I don't even know what it is.
I think we lost him. Andre, I'm not sure if you pressed the mute button. I think we lost you there for a second. All right, guys. So while we get him back, appreciate everybody right now on the stream. Seems like we lost him. So as he comes back, I'm not sure if he's on mute. Everybody right now, welcome to the live stream. For the ones that have hit the like button, the ones that have subscribed, appreciate you. By the way, guys, Pan, I'm not sure if you could go ahead and put up the Discord link up there for me. That would be
Why
great.
don't I?
Oh, yeah, I think we're losing him. So Pan or Hank, if you guys could put up the invite for the Discord link, that'd be great. I'll try to go ahead and put this up on my phone as well.
Yeah.
You're back.
Can you
We
hear
had
me?
lost you for a second. Yeah.
No, sorry guys. Yeah. So I bought a bunch of Dogecoin. I started doing research, and I didn't expect much from it. Like I thought, okay, I probably bought some kind of a altcoin, which is probably a shitcoin, and my research is probably just going to confirm what I was thinking, right? So because there's too many shitcoins out there, and I'm not interested in them. I'm a Bitcoiner, right? Bitcoiner maximalist. Okay. But the more I started researching it, the more it has actually disproven that idea. And then I actually had to reconsider if my assumption about Dogecoin was correct, you know? And I even created a list, Doge research directions for Dior. Dior is do your own research. With a target audience is Bitcoin maximalists who believe that 99.9% of altcoins are shitcoins. And my thesis is Dogecoin is that 1 in 1,000 exception to the shitcoin rule. Okay? And I started by asking questions that I didn't really see discussed anywhere else. First and the most important, have you heard of the Lindy effect?
The what effect? The Wendy effect?
No. Let me put it in the chat.
Yeah, let me go ahead and take a look at it.
No,
I have not. I have not.
Okay. So this is an idea popularized by this famous philosopher, Nassim Taleb. Nassim Taleb. Let me write that too. Yeah, Nassim Taleb. So he's this guy who basically says that whenever you have a new technology, the best predictive power of how long this new technology will stay relevant is how long it has already existed. So if something only existed for 1 year, we cannot really say that it will stay for a long time because it might just be a fad. Oh, you see, yeah, you get the Lindy effect on your screen. I can see it. But the longer it stays relevant, the longer it is expected to still be relevant in the future. So for instance, if you look at an invention like a bicycle, why are people still riding bicycles when we have cars, when we have trains, we have so many other systems of modes of transportation, and yet you go to a city like Amsterdam and like all of them are still riding bicycles, so
Yeah,
that's what makes you think. It's crazy. It's
like
crazy.
The toilet.
Yeah.
Who's gonna reinvent the toilet, or for example, tires, man?
Exactly. No, but my point is, even when a technology should have become obsolete because there is new technologies like transportation technologies that have been developed, do not underestimate people's attachment to the past. And if they have been riding bicycles for 300 years, that means 300 years from now, people will still be riding bicycles, even if we have flying cars. And even if we're living on Mars, people will be riding bicycles on Mars. Guaranteed. It's just, that's the Lindy effect. It doesn't matter why it works, but that's the way it works, right? So when we look at the universe of cryptocurrencies, the first thing we should pay attention to is how long has a cryptocurrency stayed relevant? How many years? That is the number one question you should be asking. And I specifically research which are the longest surviving cryptocurrencies that are still in the top 20 coin market cap. These is the only competition to Bitcoin as money. Okay? And the answer is really simple. Other than Bitcoin, there's only 3 other cryptocurrencies that pass that test. First one is Litecoin. Litecoin was created in 2011, and it's still in the top 20, actually in the top 10. Second one is XRP, which is Ripple. Ripple was created in 2012. It's still in the top. It's still relevant. And the third one is DogeCoin. It was created in 2013. So think about that. Number 4 by the Lindy effect. Out of 8,000 cryptocurrencies, number 4 is Dogecoin.
Wow.
Wow. See, other
Wow.
articles are not writing about this, right? It's
Wow.
like the most important thing, the Lindy effect, and no one talks about it. You know, this is what's actually predicting the future. The past, the best predictor of the future is the past. Ethereum has less Lindy effect than Dogecoin, believe it or not, because Ethereum is a much newer technology than Dogecoin, much newer cryptocurrency, has fewer years of existence. So Dogecoin has greater chance of survival than Ethereum.
Wow. Much, there you go. This is a much wow, right?
Yeah. So, okay, that's just the first thing to think about. Then we start looking at the actual technology of the blockchain, Dogecoin blockchain. What's the block time? Okay, it's 1 minute. Litecoin, for instance, is every 3 minutes, right? Bitcoins are 10 minutes. So 1 minute block time. Wow, that's much faster. You need to wait so long, right, for transactions to confirm.
Yeah.
What's the transaction fee? Transaction fee is very low, less than 10 cents, super low compared to Bitcoin is like $10, right?
Yeah.
What's the network security? Network security, Dogecoin got really lucky because it's mined together with Litecoin. It's merge mined together with Litecoin using a different algorithm than Bitcoin. So, because Dogecoin was originally a fork of Litecoin, and why this is important is in blockchains, there's a lot of hostility among different blockchains, cryptocurrencies. They're all fighting with each other for power, for domination. And in the Bitcoin world, when those forks split up, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, those communities were fighting so much, they're always threatening the other community that we're going to attack you with a 51% attack. We're going to kill your network because we don't want you around and we are more powerful. So this is a very important question to answer. How secure is Dogecoin? And if it has enemies, who can attack it? Okay. And it turns out Bitcoin cannot attack Dogecoin because those miners, they use different hardware that's specifically designed for a different algorithm. So no matter how much Bitcoiners hate Dogecoin, they won't be able to attack it. You see how important that is?
That is. Wow. That's some very good information right now you just put out there.
Yeah. So this is very important. Um, as Dogecoin gains power and popularity, it will actually have more and more enemies in the crypto space. Right
And
now,
and
yeah,
and and,
nobody
and,
cares. Mhm.
and let me slow it down for you a little bit. When you say attack, in what ways can these other coins, go ahead and have an attack on Dogecoin?
Are you familiar with 51% attack?
No, I'm not.
No. Okay. Let
When
me.
when it comes to security, this is something new that I'm actually paying attention to you from.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I pinged you this. It's a common thing in cryptocurrency. It's called 51% attack. Basically, um, it is an attack of the miners. They can use their mining power, which is hash power, right? They
Okay.
use their mining hash power to redirect that power to a competing blockchain and start, uh, for instance, they can start rejecting the blocks of the blockchain or creating fake transactions inside that
Wow.
blockchain. And you can pretty much destroy a cryptocurrency. You make it unusable. Like, I won't be able to reliably send you Dogecoin if someone attacks it and my money goes to somewhere else, pretty much, like
Yeah.
money might be lost in the process. So this is a very important consideration because it's a hostile environment. Always remember, cryptocurrencies are competing. They are hostile towards each other. No one is here, to just enjoy the good times. People are fighting.
Yeah.
It's a fight for
They're
survival.
not here to hold hands together.
Exactly. The
And,
communities
and-
are always fighting.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
always agreeing. Right. So because it was a fork of Litecoin historically, and it's mined together with Litecoin, it eliminates all of those Bitcoin miners who have all the hash power, and Bitcoin has enormous hash power in the world. So as Dogecoin starts growing and start gaining prominence, which I expect it will over the coming years, it Bitcoiners will feel threatened by Dogecoin potentially, and if it was the same hardware that they could use to mine Bitcoin to attack Dogecoin, well, that would be very easy for them to do because the hash power of Bitcoin is a thousand times bigger than the hash power of Dogecoin. But they cannot do it because it's a different algorithm, and their hardware is not going to work on Dogecoin. So that's an enormous advantage, historical advantage that Dogecoin has from a security perspective. Okay. Okay. Now, next we go to legal challenges or legal advantages compared to XRP, Ripple. What do you know about Ripple, for instance?
About Ripple, honestly, is a coin that I do not follow. And really is not a coin that I'm paying attention to until they actually get clear with the SEC. So that is one there that I just do not follow.
Mhm. No, you're right. And that's a big problem. The SEC, that's a huge problem because Ripple is centralized. Centralized because it was created by the Ripple Foundation, which is a company in the United States. That company has CEOs, it has employees, it has offices, right? And because of that, when the government doesn't like it, well, it can just sue that company, right?
That makes
And then
sense.
the whole project is in power because it's centralized, created by that company, by that foundation. Now the government says, ooh, Ripple is a security. And because of security, you're not allowed to use it on exchanges. Now exchanges have been delisting XRP
Yeah,
because
that's happening
the,
now.
exactly that's what's happening. That is a huge disadvantage for XRP and a huge advantage for Dogecoin that it was never centralized. It was never pre-mined. There was never an ICO. There was never a foundation. It is pure. It is just a pure cryptocurrency. It's not a security. It was never a pump and dump scheme. It was never issued to anyone. for zero. Like Ethereum, for instance, even Ethereum is much worse compared to Dogecoin in this regard. I expect if the government is successful cracking down on XRP, it will attack Ethereum next. Because Ethereum is a lot more centralized. It had an ICO. There is an Ethereum Foundation. There are people who we know, like Vitalik Buterin, who can be held accountable, So there is someone to crack down on, basically, right?
Yeah.
And so Dogecoin has all of these legal advantages that are enormous compared to other cryptocurrencies. Enormous legal advantages, Okay. Keep going. Community advantages, especially compared to Litecoin, because Litecoin was the original coin where their branding was that Bitcoin is gold, but we're going to be silver. Okay? We're going to be the digital silver. That was the whole thing about Litecoin. Unfortunately, Litecoin had a single founding father, Charlie Lee. Charlie Lee was the creator of Litecoin. Have you ever heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. And again, that shows the problem.
I know he was like a computer whiz, right?
Yeah, I think he is the brother of Bobby Lee, and Bobby Lee is the creator of BTC China, which was the biggest Bitcoin exchange in China until it was shut down in 2017. Right. So they're like brothers, and both are whizzes and businessmen, entrepreneurs, right? But the problem is Charlie Lee dumped all of his Litecoin at the top in 2017. He dumped all of it on his followers and then said, well, I just want to be neutral on the project, And that really had a bad aftertaste in the community after that, when your founder just dumps his bags on you, and just leaves, That, I don't think Litecoin is ever going to recover from that, or it's going to be tough recovering from that.
Yeah, so it's a boat
Right.
without a captain.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so these are pretty much the only two we need to talk about: Ripple and Litecoin. There's only Bitcoin left pretty much after that. But Dogecoin is not trying to be another Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's not. But
No,
it could be the silver to Bitcoin's gold.
It could be. And that's what something that I say is that Dogecoin was created to reach a broader demographic than Bitcoin. It was created for a whole nother purpose. And that is for that peer-to-peer currency.
It's people's crypto, as Elon Musk said, right? It could become the people's crypto. And a lot of things, even for, let's say, its supply, that it doesn't have a limited supply, people say like Bitcoin, that is actually very beneficial because it allows it to be used more as a currency rather than being like just hoarded. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it has a 5% per year inflation. And at first people are like, oh, this is terrible. That means it's unlimited. Okay, how much did the US dollar inflate in the last year? How much?
I'm not sure what it was in the last year, but I'll check it out. I know it's around a 4% inflation rate. But let me see how much was it?
Nope.
Some years more than others.
You're gonna be shocked.
Well, if you have it, what is it?
So in the last year, the US dollar, the amount of US dollars created worldwide that didn't exist is over 25% more because of COVID and all the stimulus, massive government stimulus. So your 4% figure was correct in the past decade, I think. Like, yeah, usually US dollar is increasing at 4%.
That's insane.
Last year they printed 20 more than a quarter of all US dollars in existence. Yes, in just 1 year. So Dogecoin with its 5% inflation suddenly doesn't look so bad. Does it?
Yes.
It's better than the US dollar. Come on. Oh, Jesus.
That is insane. And I know what I was reading that DogeCoin's inflation will
Mhm.
be 3.99%. Am I right?
I think from what I read, it's like slowly decreasing percentage wise because the amount is the same every year. It's about 5 billion new
Yeah,
Dogecoin per year, right?
yeah, 5 billion.
But so the amount is increasing. So the total amount is increasing. So percentage wise, the new amount is slowly falling. So I think in a few years it will be like 3.9%. Then it's going to be after a few more years it's going to be 2.9% inflation. Then it's going to be 1.9% inflation, right? After like 20 years, 30 years. So it is still going to be inflation, but it's going to be inflation less than the US dollar inflation.
Big
So
time,
what's
a
the
lot.
big deal?
And that does make a lot of sense with all this money that was going out, for the pandemic. The business loans that were going out were insane, right? Especially those business loans, stimulus checks. So yes, there was a lot of benefits, going out on the last year with those whole pandemics. So that definitely does make sense.
Right. And so the last thing in my research, well, the last thing in my research is just the price of Dogecoin. I just researched the market. What did Dogecoin uh, behave like in the previous Bitcoin bull markets and in the previous Bitcoin bear markets, right? Because this is very important if you're investing something long term, not just as a trading, but if you want to hodl Dogecoin, right? If you want to be a hodler, you need to know how is your investment going to perform long term, especially compared to Bitcoin. Because if you think that long term Bitcoin is a better bet, then of course you would just hodl Bitcoin, right? So you need some assurance that this is a good bet long term. So there's a great article that I read um, by Willy Woo Economics. Um, let me ping you the name.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta see your private messages. There you
Yeah,
go. Willy Woo. Okay.
Willy Woo. Yeah, he has a good Twitter thread and also an article that's about oscillators versus degenerators. Degens. Yes, he calls them. Let me ping you that too.
Oh yeah, and I know that's especially on Reddit they'd be saying that a lot. Let me see.
Oh,
Thread,
you've seen that idea? Yeah.
yeah, thread. I'm trying to find this poster so I could actually go ahead and put it up.
Oh, okay. Um,
Okay, I see it now. So let me go ahead and actually
yeah.
pin
And
it out.
basically, what Willy Woo has done is research different altcoins and see if they even keep up with Bitcoin, relatively speaking, over the years as far as their price, right? Yeah, this thread on altcoins. You see this graph. This amazing. He plotted hundreds of different cryptocurrencies, and the black line is just Bitcoin, right? And you see almost all of them converge to zero. Almost all of them. That means they don't keep up with Bitcoin. That means they are degenerator coins. They're degenerating to zero compared to Bitcoin. So you see the problem. If you invest in most altcoins long term, you're going to lose your money compared to keeping it Bitcoin.
Yeah,
So your goal is to find a coin which is an oscillator. An oscillator is a coin that bull market or bear market after like 4 years through the whole cycle, is it still keeping up with Bitcoin's gains? That's what an oscillator is. So it oscillates around the Bitcoin price without underperforming it. You know, see, he says to an investor, there's only two type of altcoins: oscillators, degenerators.
yeah.
You can spot them on this chart of the entire market. Yeah. So it's a good Twitter thread. You can post the link in after the live stream, right?
So so oscillators are the ones that succeed, right? And
Yes,
degenerators are the ones that actually go back to zero.
exactly, exactly. And one of the things he finds, surprising thing that he finds into research. By the way, that thread is in 2019 still during the bear market, right?
Yeah. Guys, I did go ahead and put that link on Twitter, by the way, guys. You
Oh
guys
yeah,
can go ahead and find it there. And
this
if
is
you guys
very important. This is very important. Yeah. One of the things that he found is that Dogecoin is an oscillator cryptocurrency. It's not a degenerator, which is amazing. That means there is something to it that makes its community put more and more money to it year after year after year, where they don't run away to Bitcoin when times get tough. They don't. They still keep supporting Dogecoin. That just shows the power of that community, the power of the cryptocurrency, right? And
Yeah.
so I think that was the last point. When I read that, I was like, I am sold on this, So that was when with all of my other research, basically confirmed that I am not going to treat it as a pump and dump scheme in my mind, Because when I first bought it, I thought, oh, okay, it's going to 10x. I'm just going to sell and convert all to Bitcoin and be happy ever after, right? When I did all this research, that's what made me change my mind. That this thing has staying power. It's not going to go away. It's been around for 8 years. And 8 years from now, it's still going to be around. And there's not going to be the next Dogecoin that's going to replace this one. It's not going to happen. Just like it didn't happen with Bitcoin.
I like so if I remember basically the 3 stages that you put out was 1 being the Lindsay effect, 2 being security, and 3 the community behind it.
Yeah, I can forward you all of those points later on by
yeah, that'll be awesome. You can send that to me. I'll give you my email through Reddit.
Through Reddit or Twitter. Exactly.
Yeah. By the way, if you want to announce your Twitter, I could actually go ahead and put it out here.
Yeah,
it's on you.
Let me put a link to my Twitter is very simple to remember. It's called Bitcoin is the pin.
Okay.
Because all of those Bitcoin pessimists for the last decade, they're like, Bitcoin is a bubble. Bitcoin is a bubble. Bitcoin is the biggest bubble ever. It's gonna burst. You're gonna lose all your money. It's all the tulip mania. Blah blah blah. Oh, I heard this every damn year for the last 10 years. It was all turned out to be a bunch of bullshit. Because Bitcoin is not a bubble. Bitcoin is the pin. US dollar is a bubble. That's the real bubble. When that's gonna burst, oh man, it's not gonna be fun anymore. The fun and games are gonna be over, So yeah, this is my small little Twitter account. Again, I only started tweeting in December, so
yeah.
I don't have many followers.
I just started Twitter recently too, so it's okay. Yeah. But I love Twitter. I love that platform, Twitter.
Yeah, I like it for learning because you can follow like the best people in the space and you learn a lot from them, right? Rather than reading like news articles in the general media, which are pretty shallow and don't give you as much insight on the subject.
Yeah, I see Twitter as like a real news media feed at times.
Yeah,
just to find out what is going on, I'll get on Twitter just to see what's happening.
I know. I try to read less and less like newspapers or any other stuff and just follow the people on Twitter who I admire and respect, and I learn a lot. That's my place for learning, pretty much. Go-to place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I did all this research, I had so much conviction in Dogecoin that I put like 20%, I think, of my net worth into it. Yeah, at 3 cents. Yeah, I had no problem and sleeping really well after that. So from 3 cents, now we went up to like 9 cents. Then again, I think we crashed to 4 cents. Now we're like at 5 cents again, right?
Yeah,
Something
we're fighting that 5 cents and a half mark right now that we've been
yeah,
fighting
yeah.
back and forth.
Which is not surprising because there's so much, again, uncertainty and negative news, and people are freaking out about this or that or everything. So I do fully expect Dogecoin to kind of stay in that very broad range of between 2 cents on the downside and 9 cents on the upside. So we're at 5.5 cents. We're about halfway in between those two, 9 cents to 2 cents, right? Short term. How long this is going to take, I don't know. Maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months. But I think once we break through 10 cents, I think the internet is going to break, literally, at that point.
I think so too. I think that once we break that 10-cent mark, I really think that Dogecoin is gonna go ahead and get a big second wind. So that to me, that's the first stop. I always tell people, the bus stops here at 10 cents, and then take it to the moon, which is that dollar mark.
Mhm.
But yes, would that 10 cents come? It's like just like you said, it's gonna go ahead and break the internet.
Yeah. I don't know what the catalyst for that is going to be. Maybe it will be something like an exchange like Coinbase will announce that it starts trading Dogecoin. Something like that could do it because they have millions of customers, right?
How about Robinhood? Once Robinhood clears all this confusion right now that they have going on with their cold storage, do you think this actually could go ahead? There might be some type of market correction. People leaving Robinhood, people trying to withdraw those funds. But after that market correction, do you think it could actually go ahead and get there now to the 10-cent mark?
Yeah, yeah, because I think a lot of this confusion is what led
Exactly.
to the decline, the recent decline, from 9 cents all the way to 4 cents, right? Because part of it is Robinhood, part of it is people maybe relying on Elon Musk too much. And again,
Yes.
Elon is this kind of a guy. He likes the mystery, He likes to, and he keeps flip flopping between Bitcoin and Dogecoin. So everyone is trying to figure out what the heck he means,
Yeah.
because he likes this mystery. He's never going to say, "Ooh, I'm only for this and I'm only for that." He's going to be keep playing games because that's what he is. He likes that kind of shit.
He does. He does. Like I said, he's just enjoying it. And now, lately, I know yesterday he had the little Sailor Moon Bitcoin girl, right? He had that. Now today, as you see with the fork, right? So it's like, I don't know,
Like
and of course, then
he,
he had
he
this coming out earlier.
I know. I did you watch that video? It's absolutely, oh my god, it's hilarious. That video explaining cryptocurrency with like Stone Age characters.
No, the one he just posted, I have not seen that because
Oh
I was actually
man,
out.
you have to watch it. It's so friggin'. Actually, it's only 2 minutes long. We might as well play it right now for the customers, for
Yeah,
our
no,
viewers.
yeah, no, I can't play it for
Oh,
YouTube
you can. Okay.
copyright reasons, but I'll definitely
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead and watch it. Guys,
Got
this is exactly what he's talking about right now. The video. Let me go back to his thread. It was this one, cryptocurrency explained.
yeah. Bitcoin explained and cryptocurrency explained. Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't play it, due to copyright reasons. That's all.
Oh, okay. Okay, man. It's so much fun. Yeah, for sure. hmm
Yeah, no,
But
I'll definitely go ahead and check it out.
yeah, so where was I? Okay, so after I've done my research, again, you guys should also do your own research. Don't trust anyone, because the point is to gain conviction, right? The whole point of research is not just to have all this information, right? It's, do you now have conviction to put, let's say, serious effort into this or serious money? If you don't have conviction, why are you even in the space, right? Or why are you investing in this cryptocurrency and not 100 other cryptocurrencies, right? So as soon as I gained conviction, um, I, joined the Dogecoin subreddit and just, kind of hanging out there. Again, noticed that this was a big problem, that nobody knows who this mystery DogeCoin whale is, right? And I was waiting for some smart person to finally come in and run up all the big query cloud analytics on the blockchain. You always think, there's always going to be someone who's smart who's going to figure things out and do all this. But then days kept passing by, weeks kept passing by, and no one came up and no one solved the problem. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm probably don't have much chance, but at least I have to be honest to myself that I tried. At least I gotta try, right? I'm gonna spend a couple days on this. I'm gonna try to dig up some stuff and see what happens from that. So I put in the spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet that um, ranks it by top addresses, right? And then I started going, digging up when did each big major exchange, such as like Kraken, Huobi, um, Binance, when did they announce the start of trading Dogecoin, right? Mapping out those dates, creating a timeline of dates, creating the big addresses, start following, matching the dates to see if the dates match, right? Then following the flows of money. So just doing this basic stuff, right, without any kind of special tools. I haven't used any queries or any fancy analytics.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I only did it for like a few hours until I figured it out. And I was like, well, that wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. So then I spent another day writing up the actual results of my investigation in a report format and just posted it on Reddit. And then it was like a nuclear bomb when it went off.
I know you. I know you. Said you haven't gotten that many awards on Reddit, right? That was your first post, right?
Yeah, that was pretty much, I think, in my life, that was my 15 minutes of fame. And I think everyone should have that experience, in their lifetime when they do something that actually, like, fascinates like a million people. I think that
Yeah.
that is a cool experience. Like everyone should do something like that too.
No, yeah, and all your awards are here, and it's like I said, and this is something that I mean. It's like you're a hero to the Dogecoin community, all right, for the information that you put out there, because people really had this question in mind, and it was going on and going on. Who the whales, the whales, the whales, and it's like I said, even on my stream, we speculated on who that whale was, and that was Hank Dank, actually, that he even was pointing, fingers to Robinhood. Just the way that you broke it down just made it so crystal clear for everybody to go ahead and see, right? So that was something great. And the thing is that you put something out there that you deserve to get so much credit for, because it did end up going to mainstream media, and of course all the way to Elon Musk.
Yeah, it was very interesting to watch that. Again, Elon, he's the kind of person, he's never gonna like directly deny something or directly admit something. But even if he's just his tweet that, yeah, it looks like it, right? That it looks like Robinhood is the whale. Well, that is actually already his acceptance that he's basically saying that he's not the whale for sure, right? Because before there was a chance that he was the actual whale. Now he said, okay, it looks like Robinhood, so we know it's not Elon Musk anymore. And what happened next was Robinhood coming out with press releases that, okay, guys, we're gonna allow withdrawals.
Yeah.
Which is all you needed to hear, right? Oh my god.
That happened fast, man. That happened fast. But yeah, it's like I said, man, amazing work. And you said it only took you a couple of hours. Probably what, like 8 hours to put together, 4 hours to put together. But how long did it take you?
I think it took me a couple days.
Oh, so it did take you a couple of days to put it together.
No, but a couple days. The first day was actually doing the blockchain, analyzing and trying to figure it out. And then I remember I figured it out one night at the first day, and then I thought, well, I'm too tired to write it up because I actually need to explain what I found, right? Because as you said, there were a lot of other people who pointed to Robinhood before, right? But I think what they didn't do is they didn't actually write it out, um, and made it followable for majority of people to
Exactly.
see that this is like watertight evidence. Like if this was a courthouse, this would be the circumstantial evidence that would convict someone, you know, in the court of law. So no one actually took the time to write it up, and that was took me another day to actually write up this report so you can follow it easily and see that yes, without the benefit of doubt, it could not have been Elon Musk. It could only have been Robinhood crypto, you know. And so yeah, that was pretty much it. And
No, the way that you put it together, the time frames, basically the timestamps, each link to that you hyperlinked it, to the wallets, and then you even took it an extra mile by actually doing your own spreadsheet to it.
yeah, because the spreadsheet is actually how I was doing the investigation in the first place. I just went literally address by address and date by date, matching that back and forth.
Oh, okay. That was
Really
that was
simple.
at first. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a simple thing. And again, we're dealing with blockchains. A blockchain is just a database, and it's a public database. Anyone can look into it. For instance, did you know that some Bitcoiners, they just analyzed the Bitcoin blockchain and they figured out? Did you know Tesla just purchased like $1.5 billion of Bitcoin?
I mean, again, from
No,
what just recently happened.
not again. In the last like 2 weeks, the one that they
Oh,
announced.
okay. So they have figured it out before the media released it.
No, not before the media release, but what the blockchain analytics companies now figured out is which exact addresses Tesla stores
Oh,
the
okay.
Bitcoin that it purchased for 1.5
Oh, okay.
billion.
I see what you mean.
Because they traced the transactions from Coinbase exchange, where
Yeah.
Tesla, like Coinbase Pro, is where they likely purchased it, and the amounts and the dates match up to the prices that Tesla announced and how much it bought. Basically, you put two and two together, and you can have like literally convincing watertight evidence that this is what belongs to Tesla, right? Because it's a public database, anyone can query it, and you can run so much information, you can glean so much from it, right? So no one is doing this on Dogecoin. Why not? Why not? Let's run some data mining on the Dogecoin blockchain. It's going to be fun.
And,
Then we can figure out if Elon Musk. I still think he owns a ton of Dogecoin. Again, I can't prove it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he owns at least 1 billion Doge somewhere. What do you think?
I do think so. And even on his tweet, he put on one of his tweets right now, he put that he says, the only thing I own is he says, I own shares, and he says only of Tesla, but he didn't say anything about crypto. That was on his last tweet, and I don't know if you caught on to it. He put, I only own one share, but you didn't say crypto. So I believe he does. And also, I think something that was great that he just put out there as a bonus, right? That you put his purchase, what you believe was the little X purchase, which is right here. 22 whale received all Doge on February 8th. Elon Musk, is this the little X purchase? And of course, the hyperlink. I thought that was awesome. When I read that, I'm like, whoa, this dude went the extra mile, as well to put that out there.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't have any evidence for this, but financially, could he have afforded, even at these prices, to buy 1 billion Doge? Yes, he could.
Yes,
He's
and he bought in
the
high.
richest man in the world.
Yeah, he bought in at the 0.079 mark.
Yeah,
those purchases.
uh-huh.
And he's still committed. And he actually, I'll put up that wallet again. He actually just rebought some more as well.
Oh, he did. Oh,
yeah, he did. Let me go ahead and pull that up.
Yeah,
he actually did go ahead and buy some more right now at the 0.052 mark, I believe. And make sure that I have it right now.
Exactly, which should make us all very confident that there's some big money that is still buying Dogecoin even at these prices, which are like 10 times higher than just a month ago.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing? There's still new money coming in, new big money coming in.
And that's what I said. Whoever this is, if this is Elon Musk, let me remove my tweet out of here. If this is Elon Musk, this guy's committed, And I like the
Yeah,
word that you use, conviction, convicted. I like the
conviction.
word
Yeah,
you use.
exactly, exactly.
Um, so yes, as you see, he just bought in again recently on the 18th.
Oh, I didn't even see those. Oh my god! Wow, it almost bought another billion.
Yes,
498 mil plus 420. Holy moly, that's amazing.
yeah.
Okay, we need to start tracking that seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, this is the one that I'm going to be looking at. But you know, the Robinhood cold storage, I'm not going to be looking at that much. That's going to get cleared up sooner or later, right? Something's going to happen with that, some type of clarity. But you know, in this wallet, as you see, he bought in high, almost at the 8 cent mark, not
Wow.
selling, still buying in
Yeah.
some more. So,
Hmm.
well, here he actually bought in the 8 cent mark, but over here, very close to it. So yeah, so as you see, if this is Elon Musk, this person here is committed.
Oh wow. That's amazing to see. That's absolutely wow. Let's track those wallets because again, we can probably link them to the exchange wallets now that we know so many of the exchange wallets like Kraken and Binance. Um, um, and if it's connected to Robinhood, then that's going to be a surprise too, because Robinhood doesn't allow crypto withdrawals. So
Yeah,
there could be a lot of questions if there is any actual withdrawals from Robinhood, because that could mean Robinhood customers are, for instance, selling their Dogecoin there to rebuy it on another exchange, right? To actually have control of their keys. There's a lot of information we can glean from looking at those large exchanges and the flows that are happening. Kind of like the whale watch for Bitcoin, which Bitcoiners have been watching those transactions for years. It's just watching the whales, right? It's like there's Twitter accounts that do just that,
just whale
that just
watching.
watch whales on Bitcoin. Exactly. Why don't we have the same for Dogecoin? Why not, right? It's fun.
By the way, asking you just two questions. I remember when this was first coming out, right? And you probably knew off the bat what it was. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me pull up the number one whale, right?
Mhm.
Pulling this up.
Yeah.
Not sure if I have it up on the screen. Okay, so this is number one whale, right? I remember at first when the whales started coming out, people were like, "Oh, this is our cryptic messages." Right? And I know you were hearing that too. And then I remember I said, man, let me step away from my stream. I went to work out and I'm like, man, is this like I people coming in the stream? It's Sleepy Joe, it is Trump Pump, it is Kim Jong Un, it is the world's elite. And I'm like, wait, what is going on with these whale wallets? And then we actually started pointing more into Robinhood. But I remember this whole Doge conspiracy. You know, I got people to think these are crypto messages. Is this the world elite? What is going on here? So did you even think about that even once if they were trying to send, cryptic messages through this wallet?
No, I didn't believe in any of that, um, because
Yes.
again, uh, anyone can send any amount of crypto to any address. That doesn't prove anything. You can send Bitcoin to some address, small amount, Satoshis. So what? It's if you see someone sending it from that address. If someone would have sent Elon Musk's birthday from the whale, that means the whale initiated the transaction and wants to send some message.
Yeah.
That's the only information. That would
That,
freak me out. That would be like, okay, it cannot be Robinhood, because if it's Robinhood, there is a conspiracy theory that they want to point to Elon Musk if it's not indeed Elon Musk, whoever has control of the 36 billion Dogecoins. That would actually freak me out if I saw a transaction out of that wallet in any of those weird amounts. So, but we've seen nothing because it's obviously Robinhood, right? And it's just their cold storage, which has been there for years, which is a good news. I don't know why there was so much FUD about stuff, because this proves that Robinhood keeps reserves for all of its customers. There's actually Dogecoin that's supporting what you see in that app. This is not like a Bernie Madoff or some kind of a Ponzi scheme where someone
right.
is telling you, "Oh, you have all this money," but actually there is nothing underneath it. That would have been disaster. Then the market would collapse if I found out something like that. But I found the opposite, that Robinhood is the good guy here. You know, they're keeping all the Dogecoin for you. Um, there's nothing wrong, and now they're even gonna soon allow deposits and withdrawals of crypto. So anyone who's holding there, hopefully soon, in the next month or two, you should be able to just withdraw to your own wallet without paying, capital gains tax on your Dogecoin, without having to sell it first to get your money out, right? So
Exactly.
it, it's wonderful. The ending that Robinhood actually capitulated, that was the best ending to the story. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that is the best. And the thing about that is that when you pull your money out of Robinhood, is that you pull your money out. So now you have to wait for that money to clear. You have to pay taxes, right? Join
Right.
another platform, get verified, deposit the money. You have to wait another couple of days for it to go ahead and clear, and then buy in at a higher price than you previously did. So that
Yeah.
is the problem with that, right? So I like what you said, about that it's not a scheme. And also, what I've been telling people is that it is Robinhood. So that means that honestly, the other whales don't have such a mass influence on Dogecoin right now.
Yep.
So, a lot of people, have been worrying about that, about these whales having influence. But the whales, as you see, the number 2 whale, he's a zombie account. He's just dead. He's dormant. Who knows what happened to him, right?
I
So,
no, 2014. I mean, that was a long time ago. That was a long time when they accumulated um, those coins, right? It's it's pretty amazing to. Is it a single person? Did they like die, or did they lose the keys to that account? Like, what happened? What the heck happened, right? Because it was $10 million even at that time, and now it's a ridiculous amount of money, right?
yes.
And it's been there for like 6-7 years. What
Yeah.
on earth is going on? So this is almost as mysterious as Satoshi to me, at least,
So,
right?
so yes, number 2, very mysterious. And as you see, the other ones are under 3%. Um, only number 2 and 3. And then what we have, if we look at the other dormant wallets, as you see here, it's still others with that are still big players in Dogecoin, but they're dormant as well.
Yep, yep. Those are the real whales. Yeah, and some of them are actually hodlers, and that means they haven't sold anything from that. Some of them, like I found one whale that is not a hodler. So as soon as the price jumped, they sold like half of their Doge coins. So some people are cashing out, but others are not. So
Yeah.
that's also some interesting information. But you know what? I mean, it's almost been more than an hour, so
Yes, I
I'm
understand
getting
that.
close to finishing off. But let's get
No,
some questions from the audience. What are the
yeah, let's
top
get some questions. I
questions?
have one last question for you, Andre.
Hmm.
I appreciate you being on here on the stream. My last question for you is, well, really 2 questions. The last one's real easy. So the first question: once Dogecoin gets to $1, where do you see it going after there? Because I have been asked this many times, so I would like to hear your opinion on that. Due to that, it is a different type of coin from Bitcoin.
Okay, personally, I think there's actually pretty good chance of hitting $1 this year, and the reason is I think we're just in the beginning of the bull market for Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin bull market, it still makes a big difference for any kind of altcoins, right? So I still expect the whole crypto coin market cap to reach at least $10 trillion by the end of 21, by the end of this year. So now we're at about 1.7 trillion, right? So
Wow.
I still think we're going at least 5x to 6x as the whole crypto market cap. Um,
It's, it's Go ahead.
no, 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 no. And that actually I think is a conservative estimate. um, and I do think that Dogecoin in this bull market, I'm not sure about the bear market, but I think in the bull market it will actually outperform Bitcoin.
Ooh.
Um, it will be rising faster, not necessarily on short-term intervals. Like we saw, for instance, last week, Bitcoin was pumping while Dogecoin was falling, right? And you might think there's some kind of negative to it, but remember, this is how an altcoin is supposed to behave. It's an alternative to Bitcoin. If you look at the previous bull markets in 2017 in Bitcoin, the times when Bitcoin was rising fast, the altcoins, they were actually suffering. It's the times when Bitcoin pauses and takes a break. That's when the altcoins start rising really fast. So this dynamic is just in the crypto markets. It's very much momentum chasing. Everyone is chasing the fastest coin of the moment. Like the last couple of days, it was the Binance token, right? This BNB.
Mhm.
BNB went up like 500% in like a week or something like that. It's crazy. So the whole capital is chasing the fastest coin at the time, and DogeCoin is the not so hot in the last week, right? It's been dropping while everything else is pumping. That's a very good sign. That means when Bitcoin takes a breather and other alts fall, you only need a little bit of shift in the capital, just a small percentage of those trillions to trickle into Dogecoin, and it's going to absolutely explode. With a small market cap. So I see very easily reaching $1 by the end of the year. After that, okay, personally, I have enough conviction to say I'm not gonna sell a single Dogecoin until $1, below $1. I'm not selling a single coin. So even if it gets to 99 cents, I am not effing selling, because it's more of ideological goal of the movement to get Dogecoin to $1 specifically. It's not so much about money for me. Can we actually reach this, right? Once I think we reach this, like it's hard to say what's going to happen at that point.
At that point.
But the community will be that much stronger if we reach that level. I mean, stronger in a way that we know that we can succeed if everyone supports it.
Yep.
If everyone sticks together, we can succeed.
We're all rallying together for the same cause.
Exactly. It's, again, market prices, very hard to predict what's going on. To me, in my market view, $1 is like the moon. If we reach $1, we pretty much went to the moon. But then the next point is, can we go to Mars? To me, going to Mars is $10 per Dogecoin. That is insane, because that would mean like $1 trillion market cap, right? Literally, if Doge at $1 is about $100 billion, which already seems like, oh, this is crazy. But remember, at the end of the bull market, maybe end of this year, the whole crypto space will easily be $10 trillion. So when you have 10 trillion, 100 billion is just 1% of that. That's not that much. And it's all relative. Again, what the heck is money? Money is our imagination. That's all there is to it, right? So a lot of things depend on how far the Bitcoin goes, the bull market. But $1 is quite within reach, especially if you break 10 cents. Like, to me, actually, breaking 10 cents, I think that's going to be a real turning point. Like,
it is. It really is. We're going to see a huge momentum.
Just look at the numbers. Look, Bitcoin Reddit has like 2.4 maybe million subscribers, and Dogecoin subreddit has 1.2 million subscribers. So we have half the amount of social networking power as Bitcoin. Just think about that for a second. That's insane.
And that community grew so fast. I remember when I was streaming, I was following Dogecoins on Reddit, and it was gaining like 100,000 people overnight plus. So yes, those numbers were just growing insanely. It's going to happen again when it reaches that 10-cent mark.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone will be like, "Oh my God, it's happening." It's not instead of dropping back to 1 cent, it went to 10 cents. Like it's going to be a real turning point, I think. Again,
So either way, Andre, I appreciate you. The second question I was going to ask you, right? It's like I said, real easy. How do you feel to be the, as you called it, the 15-second, the 15-second of fame, the people's champ? Were you getting a lot of attention? A lot of people hitting you up?
Oh, like 15 minutes of fame. I prefer not 15 seconds.
Oh,
But
I'm sorry, 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have like articles. I think I even saw one on Bloomberg that referenced my research, right? Which is pretty cool. I just never thought that there's gonna be like a newspaper article about something that I did, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. But I also noticed that a lot of the media, a lot of the mainstream media, the articles that they put out, it was either like misinformation or not referencing me at all because they were spinning like different narratives, so when you notice those things, you see that the mainstream media, they're not your friends, actually, and they are scared of being disrupted by Reddit, by YouTube, by Twitter. They are being disrupted. Who the heck reads newspapers anymore? So whenever there is some news that actually breaks, it seems like their role now of the mainstream media is just taking the screenshots of Twitter and just analyzing, ooh, this person, important person, said that, and that company tweeted this, and okay, well, why do we need you? We can see Twitter ourselves.
Yes. And exactly, that's something that the mainstream media, is coming to play. And at the same time, that's why a lot of influencers have been getting hit, and other social media platforms. With that said, that is a problem that is going on. But that's why, Andre, I really wanted to bring you onto the stream, and I really appreciate you because I did want to go ahead and credit your work because what you did was phenomenal. The top information that you put out there. So I just wanted to tell you again, thank you. Thank you for the work, especially that you did, because I know it did take you a handful of time, which you said was a couple of days. So
Oh,
again, thank you for that.
thanks. I look at some of the comments where it says Andre Satoshi. Oh my god.
So yeah, so as you see, very
Yeah.
positive interview. I know this is gonna, be getting spread as well. So I would like to go to the questions if you're ready.
Oh my god. Yeah, I see a question from Hank Dank here. I don't know. It's showing up on your screen. Andre,
Yes.
what if any effect do you see on Dogecoin being implemented into the Flare network? Guys, I'm so new to Dogecoin. I don't even know what the Flare network is. What on earth is it? Like,
The Flare network, they have integrated Dogecoin recently. They're working with XRP and Litecoin, and it's basically a blockchain of smart contracts that they're doing right now at the moment. And they're pairing up with Gala Gaming. So they're going to be releasing this smart token, and Gala Gaming is going to be integrating as well with the Flare network. And Gala Gaming will have NFT tokens, and they're actually going to be involved with video games as well. So you have smart contracts, right? So they're going to be competing, for example, with Ethereum, and also then they have Gala Gaming. So what Gala Gaming right now is doing is that, for example, you're playing a game, and let's say you have a car or you get a rare sword, a smart contract will get wrapped up into this sword, and now you're able to go ahead and sell this for actual crypto. So that is something right now that has been going on at the moment with Dogecoin.
yeah, that's interesting because I was just researching something about the NFTs right recently, and
Yes.
because again, my conviction in Dogecoin is so strong that I'm researching which Dogecoin tattoo I'm gonna get next. No, seriously, and
Yes.
it turns out there's not that many designs online. Like there's a lot of Bitcoin tattoos throughout the years, but Dogecoin, I don't know, just doesn't have any. And so I'm trying to find a designer to design my tattoo. And that's not been
Yeah.
so simple. And I'm like, NFTs were made exactly for that. Like if there's an artist that's willing to design something, and I'm willing to buy it from them, and all I need is the digital footprint to go to my tattoo shop, right, and do it. Like I can pay for that. I actually running competition now. Will pay up to 1,000 Doge for my tattoo. If I can maybe give you a link and you can maybe
That was actually funny because there was a tattoo artist here like 2 days ago. saying that he's just accepted Doge. So that was actually funny that you said he's not here with us tonight, but he was with us the last couple of days. But either way, Andre, if you do have Discord, we could actually, send you, some of this information. You could actually join, and I could send you, the Discord channel to Reddit.
Just get a Shiba Inu. I'm reading this.
Shiba, get a hardcore Shiba. That's how you taste.
No,
But yeah,
because I was reading about the actual Doge meme, and it turns out the Doge meme was way many years, like from like 2005 or 2008, way before the actual DogeCoin. And it turns out there's actually a Reddit subreddit just for the Doge, just for that meme. And they don't even allow Dogecoin posts in that subreddit. So like that's the whole separate community. Like when I'm reading about this, I'm like, oh my god, this is so historical. Like this is insane,
Oh man. You started something bad because they've been telling me too to get a Doge tattoo. So we might have to walk in together. All right, because I've been getting comments like that too.
Oh my god. No, you're doing great. I think that your channel, I'd love to be back again in the future and discuss latest news and whatnot. And I think we should also be doing more work spreading in the community. For instance, I'm trying to get people to have actually Dogecoin wallets, open up a wallet to tip some people into Doge, send some Doge to a person in another country on another continent, that's like the real adoption of the cryptocurrency, other than just hodling it and trying to raise the price, right? I'm not sure we're going to succeed just by hodling and speculating. I think there's a chance for the real adoption of being something that Bitcoin is not, because Bitcoin is just a gold now. People are just hoarding it as gold. No one is using it as a currency anymore. It's not for that anymore, right? But with Dogecoin, this, and I think that's why Elon Musk is also into this so much, because he sees that there's this niche for a real people's cryptocurrency, right? This could really be something that Bitcoin missed out on, and we could take that spot, right?
Yes. Something too that I was gonna hit. By the way, guys, if you guys have any other questions, just go ahead and let them out. I'm just catching up right now with the comments. Guys, if you have questions, go ahead and comment. But yes, going back to what you said, Andre, for sure, I would love to have you back on the stream. Honestly, for sure, we could actually get together. I'd love to have you back on the stream. And even if you could actually join our Discord channel, will be great. And sometimes, you could tune in from time to time, and we could talk there with the community as well for Doge. And now that you just hit the Doge wallet, which wallet do you recommend people to actually go ahead and go to?
As far as like storing your own.
Yes. I've told people to go, for example, just storing wallet. I've been telling them, about Decent and Trezor.
Right. So, as far as buying Doge, I bought mine on Binance. Storing into cold storage, I use Trezor. Yeah. Okay. And for like day-to-day tips and stuff, I think it's the official Dogecoin wallet for Android. Yeah. It's the one that has like the most, like 500,000 downloads. So, and the funny thing is, when I just downloaded it like a few weeks ago, it was so buggy. Like I deposited my coins there, but I couldn't send them to anyone because it had trouble syncing with the network. And I'm like, oh my god, how do people use it? And then about a week ago, the developers actually updated that wallet with the new version 4, and now it's a lot more reliable, and I'm able to actually spend the Dogecoin that I have in my wallet.
Yeah.
So that just shows we are in the very beginnings, because even the developers, they didn't expect the community to grow. They thought that during the bear market everyone gives up on crypto and everyone thinks, okay, we're dead in the water. No one really can appreciate the power of new people flooding in by millions into any crypto project, right? And when you have that, like everyone suddenly wakes up out of the slumber. And even the developers know, oh my God, okay, we need to catch up to Bitcoin as far as security. The wallet developers wake up. Everyone starts developing. The exchanges are going to introduce things soon. Binance introduced futures on Doge, something they didn't have. Like everyone is just shocked. You have to understand that 2 months ago, nobody cared. 2 months ago, okay, today's February 20th. December 20th was the Elon Musk tweet. One word, Doge. That started a revolution in just 2 months. Look how far we've gone. This is just the beginning. What's going to happen in 6 months, 8 months, 12 months? This is going to be crazy. We're just the beginning.
Yes. Well, we should definitely, get out there and start, tipping people with DogeCoin, get back to that, to where, to what it used to be, tipping other people online. And going back to what you said, Binance, a good platform
Yeah.
to be on, and like I tell people, Binance is not accepted, guys, here in the United States. So unless you use it with a VPN, that's what people say. I can't tell you much about that. But, Binance is good app, good exchange if you're outside the United States, which we do have a Binance US, but well, at least when I tried it, it was a little bit too
Oh
glitchy for me.
God, yeah. I have some friends who are trying to get into Dogecoin, and they're in the US, unfortunately. And it's been like weeks, and they're still in the registration pipeline. And they're like,
Yes,
and they're like, oh, why did you forward me to this exchange? And I'm like, I forwarded you to the non-US one, but if you're in the US, it detects. And I think unless you use VPN, you have to go to Binance US, and then you have to do all this KYC AML bullshit, right?
yeah.
So it's not that there's anything wrong with Binance. Just imagine the millions of people trying to flood into crypto right now from the US, and Binance US has to follow the regulations. So it's going to take them weeks, maybe months to work off the backlog. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane what's happening right now. Mhm.
But yes, Andre, we had some questions, but it said, but basically if it's going to reach 10 cents or if it's going to reach $10 or $1. So I know that is something that we already covered. So for you guys that actually missed that part, you could actually go back to the stream, because we did talk about that. Andre did go ahead and mention that, already. And I don't want to go ahead and go through it, again, with Andre. But the thoughts were already, put out there on the table as well. But guys, if you guys have no further questions, I didn't see no more questions really besides that. Either way, Andre, I really appreciate you having you on the stream. If you could send me what you said on Reddit, the information, how we talked about security, community, and there was one more, the Lindsay effect, right? So I like the 3 stages that you went on and you spoke about.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, I can send you the research points because what's important is not the answer to those questions. What's important is you asking those questions and then you do your own research because that's the only way you will either gain conviction in something,
Yes,
then you can go 100% into it, right? Or
yes,
you will gain conviction in the opposite, but that's still good. Just don't be the in between person who is kind of has conviction, but not really. And if it drops 50%, then you're going to sell and run away. Don't be this
yes.
person. I was like that person before many years ago. Don't be
And
like,
and and that's the problem when you follow the momentum, when you follow the hype, and you have no idea what you're putting your money into. So that's why it's always good, guys. Inform yourself, learn, inform yourself, and be your own person. And just like he says, the word conviction. Have that conviction. Be convicted to go ahead and stick to that decision.
yeah, yeah. It was a lot of fun. Thanks. I think I'm kind of liking this YouTube podcast. I think I
But
could do
yes,
it.
but as you see, listen, a lot of people here, positive comments. We appreciate you. They appreciate you. A lot of thank yous and thanks. Comments going in place. And man, I appreciate you, especially coming on here for this live stream. And definitely, we could go ahead and do this again. And again, much thanks for getting on here again tonight.
Okay. Thanks so much, man. Talk to you soon. Mhm.
All right, Andre, take care. Appreciate you. Well, either way, guys, there you have it. Andre from Alberta coming onto the stream. Appreciate everybody right now being on the live stream, guys. For the ones that have shared it, for the ones that have super chat, thank you for that. I'm going to be trying to put a billboard out here in the Miami Beach area, guys. If you guys want to go ahead and reach out to me, super chat me, or get on the Discord to donate as well, that's not a problem, guys. To keep on promoting Dogecoin. Remember, tip the people out there for Dogecoin as well, guys. And thank you, everybody, for being on the stream. We're going to have more speakers like this again. And Andre from Alberta, guys, very, very appreciative here being on the live stream. And I know that there's something that we all were eager for and that we learned a lot from it as well. So either way, guys, thank you for everybody on. Thank you for everybody here being on the stream. Appreciate you guys. And remember, where you have a YouTuber, you have a friend. Put in what you could. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Put in what you can. Do not forget about your essentials. Okay? Take care of your responsibilities, guys. Get yourself informed. Learn, learn, learn. Something there that you have from Andre and him putting some amazing facts out there about Dogecoin. But either way, guys, for the ones out there that was sharing, likes, super chat, I appreciate you. And once again, I appreciate Andre from Alberto from Reddit coming on here, guys. And always remember, bro, stay alpha.